Eric Garcia, Paul Kubasi and Alejandro Balde. Marc Casado and Pedri are the two central midfielders. And then it's Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez and Dro Fernandez playing behind Marcus Rashford. As for Olympiacos, it's Konstantinos Zoulakis in goal. It's a back four of Costinha, Panagiotis Retsos, Lorenzo Perola and Francisco Ortega. And then it's Lamine Yamal, Garcia and Santi Heze are the two central midfielders, with Gelson Martins, Chiquinho and Daniel Podence playing behind Ayoub El Karbi. Of course, Olympiacos managed by Jose Luis Mendalibar, who knows the Spanish league very, very well. The referee for this evening's game is from Switzerland. It's Marko Zercher. And the video assistant referee is from Croatia. That's Ivan Bebek. These two sides are meeting for the first time since the group stage in the 2017-2018 season. Barcelona have actually won all their previous European group games against Greek opposition, and that includes a 3-1 victory over Olympiacos in October 2017. We are ready for kickoff in Barcelona. It's the UEFA Champions League. It's the league phase. Barcelona will get us underway. Marcus Rashford is on the centre circle, and he gets us underway. Barcelona in their traditional red and blue colours, striped shirts, blue shorts, blue socks, shooting from right to left. Olympiacos in an all-change, all-white kit, shooting from left to right. And they're on the attack early on. Shot comes in early, and it was a brilliant save out of Szczesny. Within 20 seconds, it was Daniel Podence, the former Wolves forward. It was a really loose pass by Alejandro Balde. Olympiacos picked the ball up. Clever footwork by Podence, who was able to fire a shot from range with his right foot right on the edge of the D. And Szczesny needed to dive to his right to make a fingertip save. Great start there for Barcelona. Corner comes in, for Olympiacos. Corner comes in, cleared by Barcelona. Olympiacos have the ball on the far side. Deep cross comes in, it's a decent ball, but it's too close to the goalkeeper in the end. And Szczesny immediately rolls it out, and Barcelona will look to break here with Pedri. Tries to thread it through to Rashford, but Rashford didn't see the pass in time, and it was cut out by the Greek side, and Barcelona now have it back with Pedri on the halfway line. Balde. Garcia knocks it back to Szczesny. Really bright start in the opening 90 seconds for Olympiacos, and there's another loose pass, this time by Garcia, and Olympiacos have the ball on the near side. It's Martins. Back to Costinha. And then the ball just goes out of play on this near side for a Barcelona throw-in, level with their penalty box. A really bold, brave start by Olympiacos in this game. Barcelona looking a little bit shaky at the back to begin with. Lamine Yamal, brilliant piece of skill. He's trying to get away from Ortega. He claims he was pulled back, and the referee disagrees. Play continues. Ball comes over to Costinha on this right-hand side. Tries to play it forward. Surely Martins is in an offside position, and eventually the official on the near side puts his flag up, but play does continue with Kubasi having the ball. Balde. Barcelona clear their lines. It's up towards Rashford. Can't quite keep a hold of the ball, and Olympiacos will recycle and start again with their goalkeeper, Konstantinos Zoulakis. Tries to spread it wide to the left towards Podence. Podence flicks it over the top, but that's going to be too heavy for El Karbi to reach, and Szczesny was able to collect. Alejandro Balde. Barcelona have got two very, very good left backs these days, both young Spanish players in Alejandro Balde and Gerard Martin as the ball is played over the top towards Rashford. The goalkeeper had to come off his line. He chested it clear and Barcelona nearly pounced and Olympiacos were able to clear. Barcelona look like they're not afraid to go direct with Rashford through the middle. I think there's a hope there that his pace will benefit them and he'll be able to race away from the Olympiacos defenders. Koundé, Castro, Pedri in the centre circle. Pedri wearing the captain's armband tonight, no less. He's only 22 years of age, but Barcelona on the attack, who are Fernandes on this left-hand side, the 17-year-old. Lovely back heel to Balde. He's on the edge of the box. He goes around one defender, puts the cross in towards Rashford, hits it on the volley, and it's over the bar. A really good opportunity for Marcus Rashford to get his 4th goal in Barcelona colours. It was a little bit too easy on that left-hand side. A terrific, cheeky little back heel from Dro Fernandes. The cross came over from Balde and it's come off the thigh just above the knee of Marcus Rashford, but it went over the bar. Well, that was audacious from the youngster Dro Fernandes. As Solakis kicks the goal kick long. Ortega now, the left back. Down the line to Podence. He tries to give it back to his left back, but the ball just comes off at Lamine Yamal. Yamal with 2 goals in La Liga this season. Ortega's just taking his time. Comes towards El Kaabi. Podence gives it back to El Kaabi, who's now on the left-hand side. Tries to cut it back towards Podence, but it's cleared by Garcia. Will come all the way to Pirola. Solakis now. Goalkeeper goes really long, but that'll be an easy one for Koundé to deal with. And he'll eventually play it back to the Polish goalkeeper Wojciech Szczesny, although that's a really loose kick. Martins intercepts, but fortunately he can't get a hold of it. And Garcia is able to play it out to Balde, who's now on a surging run. He plays it through. That's a brilliant pass. It's Fermin Lopez to Lamine Yamal, who's in the box. He cuts inside onto his left foot. Lopez now, shot comes in, and it's into the back of the net. And Barcelona have the lead. And it's Fermin Lopez in the 7th minute. A huge smile on his face. Congratulated by Lamine Yamal. And they're on their feet in Estadio Olympique. It was a really good run from Balde. Fermin Lopez got through Ortega just a little bit too easily. Lamine Yamal did well. The goalkeeper Solakis got a touch. It fell to Lopez, and his strike ended up going through about 3 or 4 white shirts. And going into the back of the net, went through the legs of one defender. Another player on the line couldn't clear it. I think it was Retsos. All a little bit scrappy in defence for Olympiacos. But Barcelona do not care. They have the lead. It's Barcelona 1, Olympiacos 0. There was a little bit of talk before this game as to whether Hansi Flick might rest Fermin Lopez, knowing that El Clasico is taking place on Sunday. Barcelona currently just behind Real Madrid in La Liga. 2 points behind. El Clasico as big as ever this Sunday. And Fermin Lopez shows that he is looking sharp. Pau Kubasi flicks over the top. Headed clear by Pirola. Only as far as Pedri. Over to Balde. He's had a really bright start to this game. He's recovered from that misplaced pass in the opening 90 seconds. Pedri over to Koundé. To the feet of the goal scorer Lopez. Lamine Yamal on the right hand side. He's going to try and run at Ortega. Clever footwork. Podence nearly falls over. Yamal still got the ball. He gives it to Lopez. He gives it back to Yamal. Plays it across the box. Good goalkeeping in the near post. And Olympiacos are able to clear. But Fermin Lopez and Lamine Yamal are connecting really nicely on that right hand side. Alejandro Balde. Pedri. Back to Kubasi. Jules Koundé tries to switch over to this near side to Marcus Rashford. Header back comes to Fermin Lopez. Pedri. Rashford, who's now picked up space on the left hand side. Back inside to Pedri. Fermin Lopez. Rashford. He goes down under the challenge of Danny Garcia, and Barcelona have a free kick, and it might just be within range for a shot. It's a little bit far out, but it might be worth the effort. As Zolakis organises his wall. Looks like he's going to do a three-man wall. And it looks like at the moment Marcus Rashford fancies it. Koundé is forward. Olympiacos are lined up on the edge of their penalty box. A confident player, a Lionel Messi, would go for goal here. A lot of players would drift it in, and Rashford goes for goal, and it's a decent strike, just wide of the post. He hit it sweetly. The goalkeeper was always confident it was going wide, but he hit it pretty nicely there, Marcus Rashford, rippling the outside of the net. Clearly confident to have a go. We're in the 11th minute. It's Barcelona 1, Olympiacos 0 in the Estadi Olympique in the UEFA Champions League. It's the league phase. It's match day 3. Barcelona 1, Olympiacos 0. Ball comes all the way to Kubasi. He plays it back to Szczesny. Again, a loose kick going straight to Martins. He's got that wrong twice now, Szczesny. And twice he's got away with it. And the ball's come back to him, and he raises his hand and he apologises. Just a little bit messy at the moment by the Polish goalkeeper. Of course, there are injuries at the moment to their other choices in goal. Ter Stegen is injured once more. It's his injury that brought Szczesny out of retirement around about a year ago, in fact. And also Juan Garcia, who they signed in the summer from Espanyol. He's also out injured. Does mean that Cochin is on the bench this evening for Blaugrana. Eric Garcia now. Balde again on this left-hand side. He's right on the touchline. He's right in front of Mendalibar, the Olympiacos coach. Lopez has dropped a little deep, but he loses possession, and Garcia plays it to Ortega. Nice footwork there by the left back. He's able to find Podence. He looks up and wanted to play it on his right foot, puts a cross with the left foot. It's a deep one. It will come all the way out to Martins, right on the edge of the box on this near side. And in the end, the offside flag goes up, and the Olympiacos coach Mendalibar just shakes his head in frustration there. Got to say, it's actually really good defending by Barcelona to hold the line. As Parola cuts out a ball by Lamine Yamal, and he then plays it far too heavy forward, and Szczesny just gives a little touch to Kubasi, the centre half. Pedri flicked it over to Jules Koundé, the France international right back. Fermin Lopez tries to again try to play it pretty direct towards Marcus Rashford, but the defender got ahead and Zoulakis was able to collect the ball, and Costinha now has it at right back. Nearly loses possession though. Joe Fernandez is showing hustle. Costinha plays it forward, and it's one that Garcia can mop up and play back to his goalkeeper. Szczesny. Pau Kubasi now. Loose pass from Kubasi, and he's so lucky that it just ricocheted back to him off Chiquinho, and the ball eventually goes out of play on the far side. Very uncharacteristic there from the young Barcelona defender. He's normally so calm, so cool on the ball. Koundé with the header. Chiquinho tries to pick it up on the halfway line, but he loses possession. Barcelona have it with Yamal into the feet of Rashford. He's able to turn and face the goal. Spreads it over to the left to Lopez. Balde with a overlapping run, but they just got that slightly wrong. Costinha read it. Ball's just gone out of play. I'm not sure if it's a corner, but it's very near the corner flag nonetheless. Olympiacos have actually lost their last 11. It was a corner. Cross came in. 11 Champions League group stage league phase games. At the moment, they're losing this one. It could be number 12. Barcelona have a throw-in now on this near side. Balde plays it in. And they have another one. Hansi Flick just walks over to the edge of his technical area. I think he's saying something to Balde as he prepares to take the throw. Balde gets the ball back from Pedri. Goes back to Garcia. Szczesny, the goalkeeper. Squared it to Kubasi. It was nearly caught by Martins there. Koundé has a little bit of room on his right hand side. Inside to Fermin Lopez, who's had plenty of touches in the opening 16 minutes at Estadio Olympique. Balde now. Attacking the Olympiacos defence. He's on the edge of the area. Out to Joe Fernandez. Squared inside to Rashford, holding off the defender. Gives it to Lopez. Lopez tried a first time pass back to the England international, but Olympiacos managed to clear. But Lamine Yamal's on the attack again on the right hand side. The goalkeeper comes out and he opened up his body really, really well there. Zoulakis, and Olympiacos were able to clear, and they will win a free kick on the far side. But Yamal looks really dangerous. He's able to just attack on the outside. They know that he's very left-footed, but he's able to go on the outside. He doesn't always cut inside, and when he goes on the outside, I think it confuses the fullbacks, and it really gives Barcelona an extra dimension when they're attacking. Costinha on this near side. Brilliant ball down the line. It's one for El Khabi to race onto. Flag hasn't gone up. Plays a cross with the outside of his boot. It comes all the way to Martins, but it's a little bit too heavy. Martins still has it. Garcia. Ortega now with the cross towards the back post. It's just over the head of Podence. Costinha now has it for Olympiacos. This is good from the Greek side. Podence being shadowed by Pedri. Lovely turn there by Retsos, and Olympiacos have the ball on the halfway line. Retsos once more. Over to Costinha. Podence now. Surging run from Heza. But Balde is able to just see the ball go out of play, and it will be a Barcelona goal kick. Eric Garcia preparing to take the goal kick, and he just plays it to the feet of Szczesny. Now it's Paul Kubasi. Only 18 years of age, remember. Long kick towards Rashford. He feels he was pulled by the Olympiacos defence. The referee ignores his claim. And Solakis now picks the ball. Well, he goes to pick the ball up in his own box. He waits for Rashford to get there. I think he's maybe forgotten that his side are currently losing. He kicks the ball long. Garcia wins the header. Ball is bouncing on the halfway line. Podence. Podence is now attacking on the right-hand side. This is a really good run from the former Wolves man. Cross comes in, it's pulled back. Olympiacos still have it. Shot comes in and just reflects off a Barcelona player and goes above the bar. It was a really good opportunity for Olympiacos. It was really nicely crafted. Heza squared the ball to Danny Garcia. I think it just flicked off the foot of Marc Casado. A really important touch in the end by the midfielder. It was hit sweetly by Garcia. And it remains 1-0. But Olympiacos have a corner kick. Comes in from Chiquinho. Barca are able to clear through Yamal. Comes all the way to Ortega, the Olympiacos fullback. And his goalkeeper hoists it forward. Casado with the header. Olympiacos win it back with right back Costinha. Olympiacos will start again with Zalakis. He's not afraid to go long, but some of his forward passes are a little heavy. And similarly, Szczesny's just done almost the same. And then Olympiacos again just kick it back to Szczesny. A little bit agricultural there from both of these teams. Pedri, and that's a word you don't hear at all associated with Pedri, agricultural. One of the most talented central midfielders in world football these days. Jules Koundé, nice touch, but a heavy pass and a misplaced one to Pedri, and Podence picked it up. Ball is spread out to Martins. The two wingers have switched. And he just flicks the ball off Yamal, and Olympiacos will have a throw-in on the far side. We're in the 22nd minute at the Estadi Olympic. We're nearly halfway through the first half, and it's Barcelona 1, Olympiacos 0. Fermin Lopez with an early goal for Hansi Flick's side in the 7th minute. This is actually Olympiacos' first appearance in the Champions League main draw since the 2020-2021 season. Of course, since then they actually won the Conference League a couple of seasons ago, although they didn't have such a good run in the Europa League last season. They were knocked out by Bodo Glimt in the round of 16. As Pedri flicks the ball wide to Jules Koundé. Now wide to Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal is actually making his 25th appearance in the Champions League, and he's actually the youngest player to ever play 25 Champions League games. He's 18 years old and 100 days as the referee actually brings out his first yellow card of the game. I believe it's gone to Alejandro Balde. It's Podence who is down. And it looks like Balde's left elbow just caught the chin of Daniel Podence. And I've got to be honest, having just witnessed a replay on my monitor, I don't believe that it was deliberate at all, and I think it's a little bit unlucky there for Alejandro Balde, in all honesty. Olympiacos have actually been a little bit unlucky in this game. They had a decent attempt right at the start of the game, which forced a wonderful save out of Wojciech Szczesny, and a few moments ago Danny Garcia had a decent crack on goal, but it was just flicked over the bar by Casado. The Olympiacos are on the attack once more. Barca though win the ball back. Balde now. Inside to Dro Fernandez. Clever footwork there from the 17-year-old, and he spreads it to Koundé. Goes out wide on the far side to Lamine Yamal. Casado. Lopez. Pedri in the centre circle, all alone. He's so good at finding space. Casado. Eza got a touch in, and Ortega just cushions the header back to his goalkeeper. He throws it out to Costinha, the right back. Plays the ball inside to Podence. Good footwork there by the Portugal forward. His pass is cut out by Koundé, and now Szczesny has possession of the ball. Balde back to Kubasi. Now Szczesny. Koundé was just closed down by three white shirts there, and he was just forced to kick the ball out of play, and Olympiacos have a thrown on the far side. And despite them not doing particularly well in the Champions League per se, Olympiacos have actually got a very good defensive record. In European football, of course, that'll include Europa League games and Conference League games, but they've actually kept 7 clean sheets in their last 11 European games. So it does show that they are defensively sound. They have conceded tonight, but that is an indicator that maybe Barcelona won't have it all their own way in this game. But they do have the lead. Barcelona 1, Olympiacos 0. Fermin Lopez's goal in the 7th minute, the difference between the two sides at the moment. El-Kaabi. Clever footwork, he's able to play it back to his defence, and Costinha now has it. Plays down the line to Podence, who's in a little bit of room. He looks up to play an across. He hesitated, he played the ball back to Costinha. He does put a cross in, but it's cut out by Fernandez. Rashford, who's come deep to help out his team. Olympiacos win the ball back. Barcelona want a free kick for a tug of a shirt there. I think they've got a good argument, but Costinha's on the attack here. Cross comes in, it's cut out by Barcelona. Ball comes back to Podence. Clever play, he gets the ball back. Cross comes in towards the back post. Koundé wins the header. Ball comes loose. Koundé blocks a shot. Martins goes down in the box. Play continues. Ortega with the cross towards El-Kaabi. Pedri clears. Barcelona get away with one there. And Podence gets knocked down. And that was a really good passage of play by Olympiacos. I think there's some questions here about Gelson Martins' volley. It went straight into the body of Jules Koundé. It might have hit the bottom of his forearm. I think it would be very, very, very harsh if it was to become a penalty kick, but I don't think VAR are going to intervene. Instead, Olympiacos have a free kick on this near side. They'll look to put a cross in here. Barcelona have lined up their defence on the edge of their penalty box. It will be Chiquinho who is preparing to take this free kick for the Greek side. Barcelona have a two-man wall. Olympiacos have put Podence there as well. As the cross comes in towards the back post. Header's won by the defender Perola, but he can't get it on target. But you've got to say, Olympiacos are well and truly in this game at the moment. Podence, loose touch, cut out by Garcia. Fernandez is trying to attack on the left-hand side. Keeps his balance. That's well played by the 17-year-old. Plays inside to Lopez. He spreads it out wide to Lamine Yamal. He'll have another run at Ortega. Martins comes over to help and he wins the ball back for Olympiacos. He just about finds Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia's actually played for 5 years with Mendalibar. 3 of them were with Eibar, but this is a concerning moment for Olympiacos because Garcia puts the ball out of play because his teammate Chiquinho is down injured. And this really would be a blow for Olympiacos. Chiquinho has actually scored 4 times in the Greek Super League this season in 7 appearances. One of their main threats, him and Ayoub El Kaabi have been their main goal scorers this season. El Kaabi's got 5. Kaabi actually got 2 at the weekend against AEL Larissa. But I think Olympiacos might be forced into an early change here. Of course, the difference between the 2 sides so far tonight is a goal from Fermin Lopez. His shot going through 3 or 4 white shirts into the back of the net after he combined really nicely with Lamine Yamal. We are now approaching 30 minutes played at the Stade Olympique. Chiquinho is back on his feet, but he's shaking his head, and I think it will be the end of his evening in Catalonia. As Robert Lewandowski watches on from the stands, of course, he's currently out injured, the Polish striker. Robert Lewandowski actually scored when Bayern Munich faced Olympiacos back in the 2019-2020 season, when Bayern, Lewandowski and Hansi Flick went on to do the treble and win the Champions League. Nonetheless, Olympiacos make the change. Chiquinho is off. They've now brought on Diogo Nascimento. Balde throws the ball into Casado. Casado with the big switch towards Lamine Yamal, but that was well read. It was pretty obvious. It was well read nonetheless by Ortega. Kubasi, Pedri, Lopez with a little bit of room to break into the Olympiacos half. Barcelona go backwards and it's come all the way to Szczesny. Garcia. Inside to Casado, and Barcelona are so good that there's times when you think they've played into a cul-de-sac, there's no way out, and then the next minute they've got plenty of room, plenty of space. That's exactly what Pedri does so well, and he has the ball. He spreads it out to Balde. He's got no option down the line, so he goes back to Garcia. Dre Fernandez was just a little bit too central at that time. Lamine Yamal to Lopez. Cross comes in towards Rashford, but that's excellent defending by Retsos. He stuck his foot out. The ball went over the bar. Barcelona have a corner. It was a terrific delivery by Lopez, and you did think this could be Marcus Rashford getting his 4th goal in Barcelona colours, but really good defending by Panagiotis Retsos. So Barcelona will prepare to take a corner on this near side. Marcus Rashford, on loan from Manchester United, prepares to take this corner. Cross comes in towards the near post. Flicked on, I think it was Koundé, and it's just gone wide. Indeed it was the France right back. Terrific run towards the near post. It's a lovely flighted, curling delivery by Marcus Rashford. The ball just bounced wide of the far post. Hansi Flick side coming close to a second there. Long clearance by Zolakis. Garcia wins the header, and Olympiacos will have a throw-in just in front of Hansi Flick in the Barcelona technical area. Costinha, his throw to El-Kaabi is a little heavy. Podence picked it up. It's gone out of play on this near side. Costinha prepares to take this throw in. Tosses it towards El-Kaabi, but he just can't control the ball, and it goes out for a throw in on this near side. El-Kaabi, the 32-year-old Moroccan, as I mentioned, scored 5 times in the Greek Super League this season already. Yet to really impose himself yet on this match, but you've got to say, Olympiacos have played a lot of football in Barcelona's half of the field, although they have just received their first yellow card. It was just a little bit of a late challenge on Pedri. I think it was Heza rather than Podence. I think Heza kind of fouled Pedri, and Pedri ran into Podence. Yes, Heza has been booked. Pedri is back on his feet. Pedri is actually the only Barcelona player to have played every La Liga game, every Champions League game. He's also started every game in Spain's World Cup qualifiers this year. He's only 22 years of age, and he is captaining Barcelona this evening in the Champions League. Ball goes out wide to Lamine Yamal. Pedri wants the ball back to Kubasi. First time pass to Eric Garcia, the former Manchester City defender. Of course, was on loan a couple of years ago at Girona, just up the road. Jules Koundé, back to Kubasi. Clever footwork. It looked like he was playing the ball back to his goalkeeper. And El-Kaabi fell for it completely, and then he played the ball forward. Castro. Eric Garcia, Spain international defender, through to Pedri. He spreads the ball out to Lamine Yamal, arguably one of the most exciting talents in world football. Through to Marcus Rashford, just in the D, but that's really good defending by Olympiacos to win the ball back. By Barcelona get it back once more, but it's a heavy pass by Casado, and Fermin Lopez won't get there, and he's bundled over by Ortega. I suspect it will be an Olympiacos throw nonetheless. Fermin Lopez is not happy with the assistant referee not flagging there. So we are in the 37th minute, and Barcelona have had 59% of the ball possession. But yet both of these sides have only had one attempt each on goal, which I'm not really sure is correct. Maybe that's on target, because for certain Olympiacos had that early chance by Podence, which was saved brilliantly by Szczesny. And Danny Garcia had a shot that was just tipped over the bar by the toe, pretty much, of Casado. Jules Koundé. Fermin Lopez loses possession. And Lopez is getting pretty frustrated at the moment. Heza won the ball, and then he was brought down by Fermin Lopez, and Fermin Lopez has just smashed the ball into his own head. Frustration. Loose pass by Chiquinho, and Dro Fernandez is able to square it through to Fermin Lopez. Cuts onto his left foot, and he puts the ball into the back of the net. And he's got his second of the game, and now he's got a big smile back on his face. He's absolutely loving it. And that's what Barcelona will do to you. If you make a mistake like that, they will make you pay. And it's an assist for the 17-year-old Drew Fernandez. And Fermin Lopez gets his second goal of the game. He's only 22 years of age himself. He's actually signed a contract until 2029. It was really well read by Barcelona's Pedri, who won the ball back. And then Fernandez played it to Fermin Lopez. His first touch on his right foot. Took the ball away from the defender Parola. He got it onto his left foot. And then he's just placed it perfectly into the side of the goal, beating the goalkeeper. It's clever. It's very, very good. And Hansi Flick loves it. It's Barcelona 2, Olympiacos 0. And after all of that, Danny Garcia has also now been booked for Olympiacos, and he is shaking his head. As the Greek side get us back underway in Catalonia. Barcelona 2, Olympiacos 0. We're in the 40th minute, and it's been 2 goals by Fermin Lopez. So it's a throw into Barcelona on this near side. Balde just tosses it into Casado. He plays it down the line to Roy Fernandez, but he was being marked tightly by Costinha. And Barca will have another throw. Balde goes long this time towards Rashford. He then goes down under the challenge of Retsos. He wants a free kick. He looks very disappointed with the referee, but once more, Swiss referee gives him nothing. Eric Garcia. Over to Pau Kubasi. Plays it through to Casado. He's tripped by Diogo Nascimento. Barcelona have a free kick in their own half. What's brilliant about them is they don't take very long. They immediately get the ball playing once more. Balde now on this near side. It's back with Garcia. Tries to play it forward to Lopez. Lovely header, but it's cut out by Retsos. It's a terrific leap there by Fermin Lopez. He perhaps didn't get the accuracy. Kubasi. Lamine Yamal. The referee blows his whistle saying that Ortega fouled Yamal as he went for the ball. Ortega says it was shoulder to shoulder. It was a little heavy and a little late from Ortega in the end though. So Barca have a free kick just inside Olympiacos' half. They take it quickly. Ball does come out to Roy Fernandez. He plays it wide to Balde. He cuts onto his left foot. He stays on his left foot. But his run is eventually stopped by Costinha, but it's not a great clearance. It comes out to Lamine Yamal on that far side. He'll try to run at Ortega once more. Squares it inside to Casado. Pedri. Pedri flicks it back over to Lamine Yamal on that far side. Koundé. Casado, he's forced to play it back to Kubasi. And Kubasi's pass is brilliantly intercepted there by Garcia, and Barca have a throw on the far side. Again, they take it quickly. Garcia. Quick 1-2 with Drew Fernandez. Kubasi. Into the feet of Lopez. He's able to turn. He's able to spread the ball out wide to Lamine Yamal. Koundé gives an overlapping run. Ball comes inside to Fermin Lopez. He does brilliantly to keep hold of possession. Pedri. Fermin Lopez gives it to Pedri. Clever footwork, but Pedri just has a slight miss kick, and Zolakis is able to clear. Koundé wins the header. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Drew Fernandez spreads it wide to Balde, he's on the edge of the box. He plays it to Rashford. He tries to backheel it to Balde, but that's well read by Olympiacos. And Podence will now try to break on this right-hand side. Tries to play it through to El Kabi. It's a decent pass. El Kabi just about gets there, but Kubasi's done some really strong defending there. He's only 18 years of age. He looks like he's been doing this for decades. What a quality defender he is. Eric Garcia, Pedri. Just attacks this left-hand side, Pedri. Little back heel from Dro Fernandez. It doesn't work that time. He apologises to his skipper. But it was such strong defending by Kubasi. Bring out the outside of his right boot to get a touch to the ball. A lot is written and said about La Masia, the breeding ground that Barcelona bring their talented youngsters through at. But if you look at the likes of Pedri, Fermin Lopez, Pau Kubasi, Dro Fernandez all playing tonight, they really do a fantastic job because these players are world class. Well, we'll perhaps see about Fernandez. This is only his second game, but he's looked very bright so far. But you can certainly say that about Pedri and about Kubasi. And I think you can say that about Fermin Lopez. As Casado wins a free kick for Barca, and he just knocks it back to Eric Garcia. Kubasi. Jules Koundé. We'll have 2 minutes of additional time at the end of this first half. 45 minutes have now been played. Ball is switched over towards Balde. Brings it down nicely. He's being marked very tightly though by Costinha, who gets a touch on the ball, and it goes out for a Barcelona throw on this near side. Garcia. Fernandez. Pedri with a surging run forward. Ball drops towards Rashford, but Olympiacos are able to clear. Koundé's challenge on Martins looked a little heavy, but Olympiacos still have the ball with Podence. Tries to flick it over the top for El Kabi. Who wins the header? Pau Kubasi. No surprise there. The pitch. Pedri. Back to Kubasi. Eric Garcia. To the feet of Rashford. He's marked very, very tightly. He goes down, and finally Rashford gets a free kick for a foul by Retsos. Pedri actually comes over to have a word with the Swiss referee. Retsos just coming through Rashford there. There though make up and give a little high five to each other as Pedri just plays the ball back to Eric Garcia. Balde, Garcia. That was Szczesny. Balde. And the referee blows his whistle for half time. It's been a decent display by Barcelona. Olympiacos had a really good chance within 90 seconds through Daniel Podence, but then they took the lead in the 7th minute through Fermin Lopez. Olympiacos did try and battle back, and there was a decent attempt by Danny Garcia that was flicked over the bar by the midfielder Marc Casado. But then Fermin Lopez got Barcelona second in the 39th minute. So at half time it's Barcelona 2, Olympiacos a change at half-time. They're 2-0 down thanks to 2 goals by Fermin Lopez in the first half, and they've taken off Gelson Martins and brought on Muzakitis. And it will be Olympiacos who get us underway for the second half. They'll be shooting from right to left in an all-white kit. Barcelona from left to right in their traditional red and blue striped shirts, blue shorts and blue socks. And we're underway in the second half. It's Barcelona 2, Olympiacos 0 in the league phase of the UEFA Champions League. It's match day 3. And while the scoreline looks very comfortable, I would say that Olympiacos really did make a fist of it in the first half. They had a couple of good chances. There was a really early opportunity for Daniel Podence, which was saved by Wojciech. There's also a really good opportunity for Danny Garcia, and his strike was just tipped over the bar by the toe pretty much of Marc Casado. But Barcelona are so efficient in front of goal, and Fermin Lopez is such a terrific player, and he scored in the 7th and the 39th minute of this match, and he has the ball once more on the halfway line. Spreads out wide to the youngster Dro Fernandez. He plays it down the line to Alejandro Balde, who had a really good first half. Ball comes back to Pedri. Switches it over to Lamine Yamal. He brings it down. He comes away from Ortega. Twisting, turning. Plays it back to Koundé, but it's not a very good pass, and Olympiacos are able to clear. Only as far as Kubasi. Pedri now, right on the edge of the centre circle. Rashford gives it to Fermin Lopez. Comes out to Lamine Yamal on this near side. Koundé. Lamine Yamal once more. Trying to run at Ortega. Tries to get onto his right foot. Tries to put a cross with his left foot, and the goalkeeper has to stick his leg out. He nearly loses his balance, but again it's terrific play from the 18-year-old, making his 25th appearance in the UEFA Champions League. Just tried to play a crossover with the toe on his left foot, and it's cut out by the goalkeeper, and he takes the corner short quickly to Dro Fernandez. Ball comes back to Lamine Yamal. Cross comes in, it's flicked on, and it's a brilliant save at the far post by Solakis. Terrific save. It's a lovely flicked header, and I think it might have been Fermin Lopez. And it was. It was a really good header, an excellent save, and Fermin Lopez there, close to getting a hat-trick. So Barcelona have a corner on the far side. Marcus Rashford comes loose on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Olympiacos get lucky there. And then the ball is just hoisted away by Heza. And Balde will just play the ball back to Wojciech Szczesny. We're in the 49th minute. I'll give you a quick reminder of the two sides. In goal for Barcelona, it's Szczesny. It's a back four of Koundé, Kubasi, Garcia and Balde. Casado and Pedri are the two central midfielders, and then Lamine Yamal, Fermin Lopez and Dro Fernandez are playing behind Marcus Rashford. As for the visitors from Greece, in goal it's Zolakis. It's a back four of Kostinia, Retsos, Perola and Ortega. In midfield it's Garcia and Heza. The Greek side have made 2 changes in their attack. So Muzakitis and Diogo Nascimento are now on. And with Podence, they are playing behind Ayoub El Khabi. Martins was brought off at half-time for Olympiacos, and Chiquinho had to come off injured in the first half, which is quite a blow for the Greek champions, as he's having a good season so far, the number 10, the attacking midfielder. As the cross comes in, and there's a massive chance for El Kaabi. He doesn't get his header on target. He's claiming there's a handball, but then the ball is played back into the box, and he heads the ball into the back of the net, and it's Ayoub El Kaabi. And Olympiacos have a goal back in this game. They wanted a penalty. They wanted a handball. The ball was played back in towards the veteran Moroccan, and he made no mistake. And it's a brilliant cross by Podence with the outside of his right foot. And he just gets in front of Kubasi, El Kaabi, and he's able to angle the header into the corner to the goalkeeper's right. There's nothing that Szczesny can do about it. It's a terrific header. It's a really, really good goal by Olympiacos. It's Barcelona 2, Olympiacos 1. Game on. And Hansi Flick has got to be very annoyed about that. Well, the referee is having a long conversation right now with a few of the Olympiacos players, and the referee is actually going to come over and have a look at the monitor. Apparently there's a potential penalty review here. And so I think the claim here is that it should have been a penalty before the goal was scored. That Barcelona, that Garcia has flicked the ball with his arm before it got to El Kaabi. And so it should be a penalty before it's a goal, which is a little bit unique. You don't see this very often. You'd have thought that they've got the goal, so play can continue. And instead the referee has pointed to the spot and said it's handball, it's a penalty. So that means the goal has been chalked off, and instead Olympiacos have a penalty kick with the chance to make it 2-1. You do feel in many other cases that the referee would have said, I didn't blow my whistle, play continues, I played advantage. Very, very interesting. But it does now mean that Ayoub El Kaabi is going one-on-one with Wojciech Szczesny. Olympiacos decide to make a substitution. They take off Francisco Ortega and they bring on Bruno Onyemaeche. And it's El Kaabi versus Szczesny, and it's a brilliant penalty. Wojciech Szczesny dived the right way to his left, but it was absolutely perfectly placed by Ayoub El Kaabi right off the post. He hit it sweetly. The goalkeeper went the right way, hit the inside of the post into the back of the net. That's as good a penalty as you'll see. Sensational there from the Moroccan. Barcelona 2, Olympiacos 1. And you do feel that the right decision, the fact that there's been a goal now for Olympiacos, is the right decision. Whether it was a goal in open play or from the penalty spot for El Kaabi. 3 in his last 2 games now. Balde. Inside to Pedri. Pau Kubasi. Jules Koundé. Kubasi. Pedri. Loose touch though from him, that's uncharacteristic, and Podence tries the audacious with a little flick forward, but it's too heavy and Szczesny was able to get there. as Pedri now brings the ball forward for Barcelona to throw Fernandez. Balde. Pedri. Clever footwork. He's pulled back. He'll win a free kick. And there will be a yellow card to Daniel Podence. We're 10 minutes into the second half of this UEFA Champions League phase game between Barcelona and Olympiacos. Fermin Lopez got 2 goals in the first half, but Olympiacos have just fought back from the penalty spot. The goal from Ayoub El Kabi. As Pedri plays the ball over to Jules Koundé. He chests the ball and he brings it down. He plays it down the line to Lamine Yamal, and Yamal loses possession to Nascimento. Nascimento is going to have to play the ball all the way back to his goalkeeper, Solakis. He clears first time with his left foot. Headers won by Kubasi. Great leap there from the youngster. Lamine Yamal. Koundé. Back to Lamine Yamal, and he just can't keep the ball in play. Of course, Yamal is now wearing the number 10 shirt for Barcelona. Interestingly, when Messi left for Paris Saint-Germain, that number 10 shirt was bestowed upon Ansu Fati. There was a lot of hope that Fati would be the future of Barcelona, but it didn't really go his way. He suffered injuries, he had a loss in form, he went to Brighton in the Premier League, didn't really impress there, but he's doing pretty well at the moment down in Monaco, as the referee has actually just brought out a second yellow card, and it's a red card. And it's the end of the game for Santi Heza in his first ever appearance against Barcelona. He's been shown 2 yellow cards, and he's now screaming at the referee. The referee having a word with the captain of Olympiacos, Panagiotis Retsos, who's pleading with the Swiss official for him to stay on the field, but he's never going to reverse his decision. And it was 50-50 from what I can see between Casado and Heza. And Casado has gone down holding his face, but I'm not so sure how much contact there really was there. And Mendilibar is really urging the referee to have a look at the replay on the monitor. Panagiotis is really pleading with the referee, and I'm not so sure how much contact there was there. And Barcelona are actually going to make a substitution, and they're going to bring on Frankie de Jong. And they're going to take off the youngster Dro Fernandez, who's had a pretty good game for Barcelona in his second career start. De Jong will get about half an hour now. Of course, Barcelona's next game is El Clasico at the Bernabeu against Real Madrid on Sunday in La Liga. It's a huge match, as always, one which could really make a big impact on the title race this season in Spain. Real Madrid top of the table, 2 points ahead of the Catalan club at the moment. That could all change come Sunday night. Lamine Yamal. Frankie de Jong. Olympiacos win the ball back, and El Kabi now has it. Barcelona win the ball back with Pedri. They're on the break here. Goes wide to Rashford. Can't get the ball out of his feet, and that's really good defending from Panagiotis Retsos. Quality defending. Showed strength and he got the foot in just before Rashford could. But it is going to be difficult now. For Olympiacos, with only 10 men, being 2-1 down, and they've now got to defend a corner, which Marcus Rashford is preparing to take at the Estadio Olympic. Cross comes in from Rashford. It's going to be too near the goalkeeper, and he collects it pretty calmly in the end. Zolakis. He launches it forward, and it's far, 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 far too heavy there. And he apologises to his teammates. Went all the way to Szczesny. And Marc Casado has the ball now for Barcelona. Jules Koundé. Kabasi. Had an hour played on match day 3 in this game between Barcelona and Olympiacos. Barcelona are winning 2-1. Olympiacos are down to 10 men following the sending off of Heza. Balde. Balde once more. Pedri. Can't get away from the Olympiacos midfield this time, and they'll break with Retsos. Really clever pass with the outside of his boot to Podence. He's continued his run forward, the centre half, but Podence has got a little bit caught up, but he's done really well. Played the ball wide to Coutinho. It's a low cross. Flicks off Balde, cleared by Koundé. Pedri gets a foot to the ball. El Khabi's tried to get it on the edge of the area. Barcelona shout for handball, but Nascimento has it for Olympiacos. Greek side on the attack here. Weak pass by Nascimento. Ball comes out wide though. Cross comes in, and the goalkeeper, Szczesny, read it really, really well. Onyema Echi's cross, just a little bit too obvious. And Olympiacos have the ball again. They're on the attack once more. Podence on the edge of the box. Cross comes in, but it's too heavy and no one's at the far post. Barcelona currently with 65% of the ball, but Olympiacos have continued to make chances and opportunities. Well, it looks like Barcelona might put the ball out of play here because the Olympiacos skipper, Retsos, is currently down injured in Barcelona's 6-yard box, and the referee's coming over to have a check on him. Very sporting and Wojciech Szczesny to ask for a bottle of water so he can give it to Retsos of the opposition. Mendilibar does not look impressed on the sidelines. His side had got back into this game thanks to the penalty from El Khabi. And just moments later, a second yellow card to Santi Heze. Means that his team are down to 10 men, and I've got to say, I think I need to see the replay again, but I think it's a little bit harsh from the Swiss referee. Kubasi. Played over the top. It's a decent run forward. Ball drops to Rashford. And then it just comes to the goalkeeper who clears it first time. Comes all the way to Kubasi. And he'll leave it for Szczesny. Kubasi again. On the side to Casado. Kubasi. Koundé. That's a really loose pass there from Muzakitis, and the ball will go out for a goal kick. This is an important win for Barcelona. If they can hold on to this 2-1 lead, there's still 25 minutes to play. They're 2-1 up against 10 men. Olympiacos have certainly given a good fist of this. And they're on the attack on the left-hand side. Pedri. Comes out to Lamine Yamal. He's just inside the box now. Brings it back out to Pedri. Square to Frankie de Jong. Into the feet of Rashford. Rashford tries to get the return pass from Fermin Lopez. Goalkeeper comes out, and it looks like he's taken down Rashford, and the referee shakes his head. Balde's got his hands on top of his head. Frankie de Jong can't believe it. The goalkeeper says, "What, me?" And you know what? I think VAR might intervene here, because I think Rashford took the ball away from the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper's taken down the striker. And I think VAR might ask the referee to have a look at the monitor here. Because looking at the replay, that looks like a penalty kick. The referee at the centre of everything at the moment. He is having a conversation in his earpiece. Would be interesting to see who would take the spot kick, and the referee, as expected, is going over to the monitor to review this moment, and I will be very, very, very surprised if Barcelona don't have a penalty here. It looks clear as day that Rashford gets a touch and then he's brought down by the goalkeeper. Referee's walked away already. It's easy to make his mind up because he's given Barcelona a penalty. It's the 67th minute at a Stade Olympique. Barcelona are leading 2-1. Olympiacos have 10 men. And Blaugrana now have a penalty kick. And Mendilibar is furious, but I think there was the wrong decision earlier for the sending off of Heze. But I don't think this one is incorrect at all. But I was surprised that the referee didn't give it with the naked eye. And it will be Lamine Yamal, the wonder kid. Barcelona's number 10. The guy everyone talks about these days when it comes to world football superstars. And he slots the ball straight down the middle. And Barcelona have a third. And you can't see them being stopped now in this game. As Lamine Yamal simulates putting on a crown on his head. He's certainly becoming not just the Prince of Barcelona, but the new king. It's Barcelona 3, Olympiacos 1. It was simple. It was easy for Lamine Yamal. It was a clear penalty for the foul on Rashford. And it's just stroked home by Lamine Yamal. He just watched the goalkeeper. Zoulakis dived to his left. There's nothing Zoulakis could do. It's classic. It's Lamine Yamal. And it's Barcelona 3. Olympiacos 1. And you do wonder now, with a 2-goal buffer against 10 men, dominating possession, as to whether Hansi Flick will start to think about resting a few players with El Clasico in mind on Sunday. You do wonder if the likes of Lamine Yamal, Pedri, who, as I've explained already, has played a lot of football already this season. They're two very obvious players you'd like to have raring to go come Sunday. You also wonder, with the lack of attacking options, with the injuries at the moment to Robert Lewandowski and Rafinha, you wonder whether Barcelona might want to give Marcus Rashford a little bit of a rest. He's had a bit of a battle up front with the Olympiacos centre halves. Balde, Pedri, Ball is spread over to Lamine Yamal. He's going to try and run at the new fullback. And that's really well defended by Bruno Onyemaechi. And Lamine Yamal wins the ball back. He's giving it to Koundé. Castado. Ball comes through to Koundé, who's racing forward in the box. Squares it back to Frenkie de Jong, and his effort is blocked. He goes down in the box. Won't be a penalty this time, but that was brilliant play by Barcelona. It was a terrific run by Jules Koundé. You do wonder whether he could have been a little bit more selfish there. He was through on goal. And it looks like, as suspected, Barcelona are going to make changes, and they're preparing a triple substitution. Ronald Araujo is already putting on the captain's armband. Gerard Martin is getting ready as well. Barca take the corner quickly. Lamine Yamal now has it. Plays it back to De Jong. Cross with the outside of his boot. That's well read by the Olympiacos defence though. De Jong. Koundé. De Jong. Pedri. Ball comes out to Lamine Yamal. On this right hand side, into the feet of Fermin Lopez, is in the box, gives it back to Yamal. He rounds one player. Can he get a shot away? He does, but it hits the side netting. Really good defending in the end by Olympiacos. It had opened up for the Spanish sensation, but he couldn't get his second of the night. I think it touched Costinha in the end. Good bit of defending by the right back. The goalkeeper would have been beaten, but it hit the side netting. Barcelona take the corner quickly. Comes out to De Jong. Cross comes in towards the far post, towards Koundé. He wins the header. Olympiacos, though, get it away. Lamine Yamal knocks the ball back. With Balde now. Barcelona are ready to make their treble substitution soon. It looks like Rooney Bardghji is getting ready to come on as well, as Olympiacos clear the ball forward towards El Khaby. Wins the header, but that's only going to go to Koundé, and he hooks the ball back to his goalkeeper, Wojciech Szczesny. We're in the 73rd minute. Barcelona 3, Olympiacos 1. Olympiacos down to 10 men following the sending off of Heza. Eric Garcia. Alejandro Balde. Pedri spreads the ball out to Lamine Yamal, who's got far too much space. A player of this calibre shouldn't have this much space. Lamine Yamal inside to Pedri. Comes onto his favourite right foot. Gives the ball to Castado. Cross comes in. It's too heavy for Rashford. Come all the way out to Fermin Lopez. He hooks it to Pedri. Castado. Koundé. Barca forced to go backwards. Garcia now has it. Spreads it out to Lopez on the far side. Ball is played down the line to Balde. Retsos read the run there. Pedri into the feet of De Jong. He leaves it for Lamine Yamal on this near side. Yamal puts a cross in. It deflects off an Olympiacos defender. Comes all the way to Balde. He plays it back to Rashford. He's got the opportunity to shoot. And he shoots and he scores! And Marcus Rashford has got Barcelona's fourth. This game is done and dusted for the Catalan Giants. And there's a big smile on the face of Marcus Rashford. That's his fourth goal in Barcelona colours since his loan move from Manchester United. And it certainly appears like he's finding his smile again on the football pitch. It's Barcelona 4, Olympiacos 1. And it's easy from Rashford. It's just beating the goalkeeper at the near post. You've got to question the goalkeeper there. But he had plenty of time to think about it, Rashford. And he placed it very, very calmly. And Barcelona are now going to make that treble substitution. Koundé comes off. He's been replaced by the skipper, Ronald Araujo. Lamine Yamal is also coming off, which makes perfect sense with El Clasico this Sunday in La Liga. He's going to be replaced by Rooney Badaji. And then there is one more substitution. It's Gerard Martin coming on. And I haven't seen it's gone off, but I assume it is Alejandro Balde. Get confirmation of that very, very shortly. As the ball is spread out on this near side to Rooney Badaji, his first bit of play. The youngster, really clever footwork. He has just gone absolutely around the fullback. Ball drops to Fermin Lopez, who's got his hat-trick. And it's a 5-star performance by Barcelona. What an immediate impact Rooney Badaji has made into this game. The 19-year-old Swede. He just ghosted around Bruno Onyemaeche like he wasn't even there. And Fermin Lopez has a hat-trick. And the home fans are absolutely loving it. Barcelona 5, Olympiacos 1. It was brilliant play by Rooney Badaji to get past the defender. And then you know what? He actually slipped, miskicked the ball, and it fell towards Rashford. But before Rashford could get there, Fermin Lopez stepped in, hit a half volley down into the ground and crucially into the back of the net. And as he puts up 3 on his hand with his fingers, it's because he's now got a hat-trick and Hansi Flick is really, really enjoying it. And Olympiacos are going to make a couple of changes themselves. They're going to take off Daniel Perdance and the goal scorer Ayub El Karbi, and Yaramchuk and Taremi are going to come on. Mehdi Taremi, of course, joined in the summer from Inter. He helped Inter with their run to the Champions League final last season. Can he have any impact on a game where his team are 5-1 down and playing with only 10 men? We will see very, very shortly. We have about 11 minutes remaining of normal time. And Barcelona, you feel, have gone up a second gear in this second half. It has been assisted by the sending off. That certainly did change the game, but while Olympiacos did give it a good go in the first half, you could argue that it's been relatively comfortable for Barcelona in this match. And they've got plenty more opponents to come in this competition. After this, they travel to Club Bruges, or Brugge if you prefer. And then they've got arguably the toughest of their games to come in the Champions League. That's a trip to Stamford Bridge and Premier League side Chelsea. And then home to Bundesliga side Frankfurt, and then after Christmas back in January they travel to Slavia Prague, and they round off the league phase with a home game against Copenhagen. Pedri flicks the ball over the top to Marcus Rashford, comes onto his favourite right foot, shot comes in, and he has his second of the game, and Barcelona have their 6th, and it's becoming far, far too easy for Hansi Flick's side. That was simple, but it was effective. Just a lovely ball over the top by Pedri. Rashford's onside. Brings it down nicely with his right foot, and then he fires it in right on the edge of the area, on the edge of the D. It's low, it's through the goalkeeper, sorry, through the defender. It's to the goalkeeper's right. Zolakis would have been a little bit unsighted by the defender. And once he'd made the one step to his left, he couldn't make the dive to his right. So it's Barcelona 6, Olympiacos 1. And Barca make another substitution, and I believe it's a very, very crucial one. They are giving a rest to Pedri. He's covered 9.5 kilometres in this game. And he will be very, very important for them in El Clasico. Just under 10 minutes remaining of this game. It's Barcelona 6, Olympiacos 1. Olympiacos started the game really, really nicely, but Barcelona have been ruthless going forward. Rashford. Just confirmation that it was Alejandro Balde who came off for Gerard Martin earlier, and it was Marc Bernal who has just come on for Pedri. Martin. Araujo. Garcia's actually now switched to right back, so it's Araujo with Kubasi in the centre of defence with Dyer at right back. Sorry, not Dyer. Eric Garcia. I'm getting my two Eric defenders mixed up there. Dyer and Garcia. So it's Eric Garcia at right back now. Eric Garcia, the former Manchester City defender, Spanish international. Not to be confused with the Monaco defender, Eric Dyer. Nonetheless, it's Garcia with the ball, now playing right back for Barcelona. Badaji. Garcia plays the ball back to Araujo. Kubasi. Rashford. He dropped really deep and he tries to spread the ball out towards Bernal, but he can't find him. Casado. Garcia. Rooney Badaji plays the ball forward. It's brilliantly taken down by Fermin Lopez, but that was good defending by Parola, and Barca have a throw in on this near side. They're 6-1 up, but they're still looking for more. Of course, in a league phase, you don't know how important goal difference could become. Barcelona on the attack. Cross comes in, but that's really well defended. Well, I thought it was, but the ball eventually dropped to Eric Garcia, who tried to strike the ball on goal with the volley, but it wasn't very well struck at all. And it went wide, and it will be a goal kick to Olympiacos. Olympiacos will need to dust themselves off after this game. Their next Champions League encounter is at home against PSV Eindhoven. Then they face another huge team from Spain, Real Madrid. That's also at home. Then they're away to Kairat Almaty. Then they're home to Leverkusen as Marcus Rashford through on goal. Can he get a hat-trick? He goes down under the pressure of the defender. He wants a penalty. The referee waggles his finger. Rooney Badaji has the ball. He pulls it back. Cross comes in, but it's too heavy there from Casado as the goalkeeper collects it. Barcelona wants a penalty. The referee's running away. Will VAR intervene this time? It didn't look as quite a clear penalty as the one before, and I think Pirola did just get a touch to the ball, or did he? It's hard to tell in the different angles, but play continues with Gerard Martin. Just over 5 minutes remaining of normal time. It's Barcelona 6, Olympiacos 1. Barcelona have had 14 attempts on goal, 7 on target. Olympiacos have had 4, 2 on target. Casado. Araujo. Garcia. Nascimento. Barcelona concede a foul just inside their own half. A challenge on Nascimento, just a little late. As I was saying, Olympiacos will play Kairat Almaty away, and then after Christmas they've got a home game against Leverkusen, and then they travel to Ajax. So they've got to play the likes of PSV, Real Madrid, Leverkusen and Ajax. They've got a tough run ahead of them in the league phase of the UEFA Champions League. Ball is played forward towards Frenkie de Jong. Dutchman is able to get a hold of it ahead of the Olympiacos defence. Casado has it. He sees the run of Martin. Martin wins the header. Comes to Frenkie de Jong. He heads the ball towards Rashford. And it's eventually cleared by Costinha. And it wouldn't surprise me at the moment the way Barcelona are pressing forward. But they could get a 7th goal. And it's a wonderful ball through to Rooney Bodaji, but that's really well read in the end by Parola, making the sliding challenge, and Barca have a throw on the near side. Lovely flick by Rashford, but well read by Parola. Nascimento has the ball on the touchline. He lifts it forward. Lovely take by Taremi. He's yet to really be involved in this game. Only been on the pitch a few minutes though, the Iranian. He's almost a right back right now. Plays the ball back to the goalkeeper, Solakis. His pass is a wayward one, and it will be a Barcelona throw on the far side. About 2.5 minutes remaining of normal time. Olympiacos will hope that there won't be too many additional minutes on the clock. Of course, we've had a couple of VAR reviews for the 2 penalties. Kubasi on the halfway line. Araujo, his skipper. Martin now at left back. Barca happy to keep hold of possession. Ball is spread over to Eric Garcia. Bit of a loose first touch, and he loses possession to Onyemaechi. But he then loses possession, and Barcelona are attacking. Really good footwork. Comes out to Gerard Martin. Cross across the 6-yard box. Olympiacos are able to clear. Nascimento then spreads it to Costinha, who's got a little bit of space to run into, but he's worked really, really hard and decides against launching himself forward, and he plays the ball back. Costinha gets the ball once more. Barcelona, though, win it back on the far side with Fermin Lopez. Plays it down the line to Rashford. He cuts past the defender, but that's a really good recovery tackle by one of the Olympiacos midfielders. I think it was Muzakatis. Barca have the ball once more. Rashford collects it. Olympiacos want an offside flag to go up, and they get it. And we're in the 90th minute in this UEFA Champions League phase match on match day 3. Barcelona leading 6-1. as Costinha now has it for Olympiacos. Zolakis spreads the ball over to Nascimento, but Eric Garcia wins the header. It really is a star-studded injury bench watching on. Players the likes of Rafinha and Dani Olmo and Robert Lewandowski not involved tonight. And we will have 4 minutes of additional time at the end of this second half. As Barcelona now have the ball with Bernal. Martin plays it out wide to the hat-trick hero, Fermin Lopez. Bernal, Lopez, De Jong. Martin on the far side, he's going to look up, he will play across him, but it's cut out by Costinha. Barca will have a throw on the far side. And it's hoisted back towards Kubasi, and Araujo has it in the centre circle. I've mentioned a few times about Barcelona being involved in El Clasico at the weekend. Well, there's actually a huge game for Olympiacos this weekend in the Greek Super League. They take on fierce rivals, AK Athens, on Sunday. That's one of the most famous derbies in Greek football, known as the Derby of the Eternal Enemies. Greece's two most successful clubs going head to head. So a huge game for Jose Luis Mendilibar and co this Sunday. Don't want to try and forget about what happened tonight very quickly. Bernal tries to put the ball through to Rashford, but Costinha just gets in front of him, and Zolakis clears. The referee blows his whistle because the offside flag went up. Marcus Rashford has looked very lively this evening. Of course, he spent many of the last few years for Manchester United, predominantly playing on the left-hand side. He's played for a lot of games so far for Barcelona on the left-hand side, but he's shown that he can do it down the middle. He had a very good game tonight as a number 9. He's got 2 goals for his efforts. Eric Garcia. Cut out well though by Onyemaechi. Cross comes in, cut out by Kubasi. Nascimento. We're in the 4th minute of additional time at the end of the second half. Garcia cuts the through ball out. Olympiacos will have a throw-in inside Barcelona's half on this near side. Onyemaechi will prepare to take it. They win another one, level with the edge of Barcelona's penalty box. It was towards Yaramchuk, and Eric Garcia got a foot to the ball. As Ter Stegen and Lewandowski are already on their feet in the stands, waiting for the referee to blow his full-time whistle. As Onyemaechi throws the ball into the box, it's headed clear by Araujo, but the referee blows his whistle for full time. Barcelona were leading at half-time 2-0. Olympiacos got a goal back in the 53rd minute through El Khabi, but the game really changed 4 minutes later when Santi Heza was sent off and Barcelona made the most of the extra man advantage. And Lamine Yamal then scored a penalty. Marcus Rashford then scored. Fermin Lopez completed his hat-trick, having scored the 2 goals in the first half. He's got the match ball in his hands. And then Marcus Rashford added a second for him. Barcelona's 6th. So it has finished on match day 3 in the league phase of the UEFA Champions League at the Estadi Olympique. Barcelona 6, Olympiacos 1.